Hello, this is Tracy from Simply Into My Nails. I thought I would come to show you my normal steps that I would follow when I'm doing a stamped manicure. I've had this colour on, which is OPI Miss Piggy's Big Number. It's from the Muppets collection. It's really gorgeous blue. It's almost like a blue purple duochrome shift. It's absolutely stunning. Absolutely love this polish. Anyway, I've had it on for 2 or 3 days now, so I thought I'd update it before taking it off. So what better way than to stamp the manicure, which is what I normally do. I haven't quite decided which plate I'm going to use. The choice at the moment is between either one of these two Dashica plates. They're the Infinity plates by Dashica. This one is number 3, which has got some gorgeous patterns on. I'm thinking of maybe using this one, and this one. Or this plate, which is the very popular plate number 42. And my boyfriend suggested putting on this print, but I'm not quite sure about that one. I may go for one of the flowers or one of these more sort of ornate decorative images. I haven't quite made up my mind yet, but anyway, before I make up my mind on the stamped image, I will go ahead and apply some glitter off around my cuticles. As I will be using Konad white, I find that this is just as difficult to get off of my skin during cleanup as the Konad black can be. So glitter off is definitely a good product for putting around my cuticles. It makes cleanup so much easier and makes me more likely to stamp with colours which I know are a bit difficult to get off. So I'm going to start the process of putting on the glitter off. Initially I bought this for taking glitter off, but it doesn't work for me. But it works perfectly for using around my cuticles. So I'll carefully apply the glitter off, trying to get it to go into and around the cuticle and the side walls, so within the little gap. And if I get some onto the nail, I just sort of move it off, either with my nail or with an orange stick. So I'll continue doing that to the other nails. So there you have it. I've applied the glitter off around the cuticles, into the side walls. So if I can zoom in for you. So it's really into the side walls there and the cuticle, and that's the same for all of the nails. Next step is to let it dry. Now, normally I would leave it to dry for 10 minutes, but as you can see, it's been on for a couple of minutes now and it's already starting to dry because it's so warm today. So I will continue to let it dry off camera and then come back and finish the stamping. About 10 minutes have passed now and the glitter off is completely dry, so I'm ready to start stamping. I decided to go for the Infinity 42. That's probably why it's so popular, because it's got such great images on it. I think I'm going to go for a combination of this image at the top here and maybe this one, I'm not sure. First things first, get my piece of paper towel and then remove the blue back in. I always do this with a orange stick. It's just easier. And put that to one side. And grab my stamping polish. Give it a shake. because I've not used this for quite some time. Get my stamper and my lint roller. I use the lint roller to clean the stamper, so every time I get excess polish on there I will just roll it onto the stamper and it will transfer and clean the stamper head. Now sometimes I take the stamper head out of the holder, the casing, and I just lightly put it back in. That allows the stamper head to expand a little bit more when I stamp it against my nail. When it's completely pressed in, it has a little less give, so I just take it out a little bit and rest it in so that it's got more of an edge there, because it's got air behind it, otherwise it will end up looking like that and be quite flat, so I prefer to use it when it's like this. So I will start stamping with this image. Again, I'm going to use a lot of polish because it's just so hot here today. That's a lot more than I would normally use. Then I will transfer that image onto my nail. Slightly stretching it as I go along because that was a little bit too narrow for my nail, but as you can see it's transferred fine. So I'll do another nail for you. Oops. Using the same image again. Thumb scrape. Roll the stamper on and line it up and roll the image on. Konad polishes do stamp rather well, but you can use any other thick sort of one coat of polish and get the same results. There's that image. Now the reason I went for this image is because it doesn't particularly need lining up. I'm not very good at lining up stamping, so I usually opt for the easy images which don't necessarily have to line up, although this one hasn't worked out too badly. Now I have stamped three fingers, my thumb, and I've left my ring finger to last because I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to put the same image on my ring finger. I think I've decided that I'm not going to, and I may pop something different on there, but what, I'm not sure. I think I may put that image on my ring finger, or maybe that one actually. I'm going to put this image on my ring finger just to add a little bit of interest to the stamping. I've got no idea what it's going to turn out looking like, but if I hate it, I can just redo it. My stamper had some residue of polish on it, so I should have double checked that that was clean enough before I scrape the image. I'm not even going to bother trying to pick that up because I know that it will be dry because it's so hot. So I'll pick that image up. I think I'll flip it round as well before transferring to my nail. I quite like how that's turned out. So I'll just do my polish bottles up just to make sure that they're not going to dry out. I'll move my stamping plate out of the way because it's done its bit. Now it's time to get the cuticle stick. This is the whole point of putting the glitter off on the nails, or you can use PVA glue. You can just peel off the glue and it takes the excess polish with it, so no, you know, waiting around doing cleanup for ages. I'll try and take this one off up here so you can see it. See how easy that comes off. And then this bit's come out of the side walls right in the crease, so I don't have to clean in there either. Zoom in a bit for you. I'll do another one. This makes for the easiest cleanup. Running out of fingers. And the last one. Now that those bits of glue are off, I will grab my cleanup brush. Well, I don't really need it to be honest, but I'll just take the excess polish that's come off of my smaller nails and clean that up. So I'll grab my acetone, or my acetone free, actually I think I'll use that. I should be a good girl. I tend to use the acetone because it's just quicker, but I'll use this one today. Grab my dappen dish, pop a bit of that in the dish, and then just do my cleanup, which is super easy. Like, I could sit here trying to clean up for easily 10 minutes with a Konad polish, but using the glitter off in the sidewalls and cuticle, that is pretty much the extent of my cleanup. Now, this is regular polish that I'm stamping on, so I'm not as confident because I've not been stamping for that long on regular polish, but every time I have Manicure on, I do try to do a bit of stamping just to build my confidence levels up. The final step is to get my HK Girl top coat by Glisten and Glow, and then add a nice careful layer of top coat, being careful not to disturb the stamped image too much and cause smearing. I do this really fast because I don't really like top coating, to be honest. I always feel like I mess it up, so I try to get through it as quickly as possible so that it's over and done with. I prefer using gel top coat any day of the week. Like, I've just messed that one up, but it still looks okay. That probably wasn't even on camera, but yeah, that's the finished manicure. So there you have it. There's the finished stamping. Now all I have to do is do the other hand. I really like how it came out. I'm glad that I was able to video this and show you how I do my stamping. I get quite a few questions asked about how it works, so hopefully that will help show the tools that are needed and what you need to do. It's not too difficult. There is a level of sort of trial and error with it, but it's good fun, so if you're thinking about trying it, definitely have a go. Thanks for watching. Bye.